He is now back in Alaska and not here this week. I mostly go out doing wildlife, looking for birds, because that's the kind of wildlife that's easy to do in Boston. And I also like to just take photos when I travel. So
awesome. Well, welcome, and hopefully again we don't scare you away. And Susan, where are you located and what kind of photography do you do?
Hello. I'm located in Auburndale, Florida. That's in Polk County, for if you don't know, between Winter Haven and Lakeland. And probably more nature, wildlife. But I do like street photography with people if I get my nerve up to shoot it. And I don't have to ask.
Lynn, it must be the name Susan.
Yeah. Yes, we had a very good street photographer. Used to be a member of our club, and her name was Susan. So he was really good. She moved away.
I'll aspire to that.
All right. Annie, I think we've got it. That was everybody, all our visitors. We do have a couple of new members. I don't see them, new members. I don't see them in here this month, but hopefully they'll come next time. So a couple of announcements. I just wanted to go over our assignments for the rest of the year. Actually, this month was stormy weather. The subject for next month is it's not really a subject, it's a technique. It's called panorama. So is there anybody here that doesn't know how to put a panorama together?
We know.
Good, because don't raise your hand, Diana. You're muted.
I know how to do it on my cell phone, but I've never done it on my camera.
Well, what I'll do is I will do a quick video and I'll let everybody know, I'll send it out, a link to it for everybody, and I'll do a quick video because there's a lot of different ways to do it. It's a lot easier than it used to be, but I'll put something out to give everybody just a quick little tutorial for it.
That'd be really like you did for that triptych.
Yeah.
Then that was really helpful.
Okay, I'll do that. October is ICM, or intentional camera movement. And that one is, basically you move in your camera when you're taking the picture. So there's a lot of YouTube videos out there on that. It's so varied that I'm not going to try it. We actually had those of you that have been in the club for a while, we had a speaker on that a couple of years ago, and the video that we actually recorded it and put it out on the website by accident because she didn't want us to do that. And I don't know if I actually deleted the whole thing. I may have, because I was so upset about the fact that I did this and she was upset with me. So I was hoping I could find a copy of the recording, and I haven't been able to find it yet. So I was going to send the link out to everybody because she was okay with us sharing it directly with you guys, which I've done with other people since then. But unfortunately, like I said, just Google ICM, or intentional camera movement. And if you're not familiar with it, you'll find lots of information on it because a lot of people are doing it. It's a lot of fun. It's, you can take thousands of images and, come up with 2 or 3 that you like. That's the only bad part about it. But hey, pixels don't cost anything, and you can just delete them if they aren't any good.
Brad Drew has a good one, Lynn.
Yeah, Brad Drew. I mean, most of
the free one on YouTube.
Photographers, they do it because it's a great way to just do something silly and not worry about, technique and all that stuff. You just try it and do it. You can do it with your phone, you can do it with your camera, whatever, there's a lot of different ways of doing it. So, and then in November, the subject is fall colors. So be creative with that, guys. Any questions on the assignments coming up? And again, all that stuff is listed in the website under on the second page. It's got the assignments, monthly assignments link in there. And if you want a little more description, which these are pretty straightforward. Education nights. Okay, so next week we are going to not have a Zoom meeting, and I want to say woot woot. We got 33 people online. I think that's our biggest number ever. So awesome, guys. I'm glad you all are here. I'm going to share my screen real quick and show you. Here's our website, if you aren't familiar with it. And here is a view of what you'll see when you go to the pier next Thursday night. Instead of having a Zoom meeting, we're going to be doing pier and beer. So we would be meeting actually down in this area here. There's a parking garage. It's all made of, it's called the Pelican Lot. You drive out on the pier, you could actually drive out on the pier, and you go to the Pelican Lot, and it's a big lot that's covered with there's a roof over it, but it's actually solar panels. And over to the side of the Pelican Lot, it's all on the map that's down here, there is a little part that sticks out that's called Benoit Park, and there's a biplane, a statue of a big, huge, life-size biplane there. So we'll meet at the biplane. But here is, peer and beer. If you want some details, it's all right here on the website. And here's just a few images that I took a couple of years ago when we did this. There's the map, the Google map. So you can take a look at that as well. So we're going to meet at 7 at the pier, right there at the airplane. And we'll probably shoot for an hour, hour and a half. And then we'll the restaurant, there is a restaurant in the pier up at the top. This is where this picture was actually taken from the restaurant. It's open air. So it was kind of cool when we were up there 2 years ago. We could maybe eat up there or find someplace else, down at the other end of the pier to eat. So that's kind of the plan. So you can stick around, or, if you want, and eat with us, or go home and go to bed and get up and go, so you can get up and go to work on Friday morning. So any questions on this one?
Lynn, if you're going to eat up at that restaurant at the top, I would suggest reservations.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know. The problem is I don't know how many people are going to stay. So what we did last time was we just got something to drink, and then some people left, and some people we went down and went to a restaurant at the other end of the pier down in the city.
Okay, yeah, because that restaurant, you usually
Yeah.
need reservations, but I
Right.
think there's a place next to it that you can drink at only.
Yeah. Well, we were right out on the edge of the restaurant. They have a bunch of tables for people just to hang out and drink. So we just do that.
Well, there's another restaurant right by where we're going to be parking.
Yeah. There's stuff down here as well. So I don't know if it'll be open in the evening or not. Well, we'll find out. We'll see. Okay. And then September, we will be back on Zoom. And the subject for September's education night will be time lapse. So our very well known and very knowledgeable Jim Sykes will be doing the time lapse class, and it should be pretty interesting. Time lapse is something you can do with your phone. You can do it with your camera. There's most of the cameras out there now. You can actually there are time lapse modes in them in the calendar. Or excuse me, hold on a second. He will show us how to do it, and then he will show us how to process it, because there is some, you've got to be able to, put them all together. Now, some cameras actually put them together for you. He'll probably tell us that it's better not to do that, so you have more control over what you're getting. So, but yeah, that will be in September. And then our October education night will be another special presentation by Jennifer Renwick, who is from Colorado. She'll be zooming in with us, and she is a fantastic landscape photographer. She'll be talking about shooting in the blue hour, which, it's a very short amount of time every night. So she's going to be talking about that, and she may share some other stuff with us as well, because she spends a lot of time in Death Valley, and she does a lot of photography in the Southwest and the western part of the United States. So she's a young up and coming photographer. So I think you'll enjoy her a lot. Now, for our special, we had our outing at the museum this past month. If you guys didn't make it, we had a great time. We spent a lot of the docents took us around and
Can't
showed
hear
us.
you, Lynn.
Pardon?
Couldn't hear you for a minute.
Okay. The docents took us around and showed us the permanent collection at the museum. And then we had another hour to spend. We spent another hour and a half at the Ansel Adams and Clyde Butcher exhibits, which were leaving. The next day was actually the last day of the exhibit. So it was really interesting to spend that time talking about, all the images were black and white, and we spent a lot of time talking about it. And we're thankful to have Robert and Jim there to talk about what they were seeing and their interpretations of these images as well. So it was a great day to have, to not be outside because it was pretty hot outside. So That was our last outing. We are working on maybe some possibilities for September and October, but we do have one set up for November. So I want you to mark your calendars for November the 12th. And this is not just for the people in Florida. We're going to call this, I don't know, some of you are familiar with One Day Tampa Bay. That is a 24-hour period where you run around and you take images of anything that has to do with Tampa Bay area, and it's all submitted to the Moraine Art Center and the Dunedin Art Center. Sometimes the Florida Museum of Photographic Arts participates as well. Well, we decided that's actually, if you want to know about that, that's on September the 17th here in Tampa. And that one will be, they haven't set out the information on that yet, but just 17th if you're interested in it. I'll send out the information once we get it from the Moraine. But we're going to call ours One Day Tampa Bay Camera Club Photo Walk. And those in Tampa, we're going to do something a little different. We're not going to let everybody just run around. We want to get together and do a meetup, together. So the people in this area are going to meet up in Dunedin, Florida, which is around the coast, at 4 p.m. on the 12th. But all the rest of you guys that are wherever you are, you spend the day within that 24-hour period on the 12th of November. You run around and take images where you live or wherever you happen to be if you're not at home. And that way, we're going to take all these images. We'll probably have you send in, 5 to 10 images. We're going to pull them all together and make a slideshow out of it, and we'll share it with everybody, the following month. So it's not just for us, it's for everybody. So you'll all get to go out. We want everybody to go out and shoot on the November the 12th. And I'll put more information about this on the website once we get a little closer to that time. Any questions?
Do we have a location where we're meeting in Dunedin?
We'll have it. Yeah, we'll finalize that once we get closer to it.
Okay.
I could go over there and find a spot where there's enough parking for everybody. And hey, Robert, do you have anything you want to add?
Yeah, Dom, the new guy. Hi, welcome. Tell me something in a quick verse. What are you looking for in a camera club?
Let's see. Like-minded people, just getting involved with photography in general. Sharing photographs, looking what other people do, learning, teaching, whatever.
I'm going to hold you to that after 40 years of photography. Diana, same question.
The new Diana, not the old Diana.
The new Diana.
Yeah, the new Diana. Sorry, that's me. I'm looking for a community in which I can specifically grow in skills, especially during COVID. Pretty much all the photography I've done is on my own, and it's pretty directionless. So I feel like I'm not growing in any way because I have no discipline. So I think that meeting with people and having specific challenges is something that could be helpful for me.
And I'm not going to get everyone, but the last person I want to hear from is Susan. Susan Huckabee, please.
You left out. There's Don too. D-O-N.
I know there's Don. I'm going to hear him later.
Okay.
Okay. Well, the educational part, the learning part for me, I'm a fairly new at this. I would be considered a real novice. So a lot of education and an opportunity to be around people and just grow from and learn from them.
Okay. Now I ask this question because you're about to experience a photography club that's a little bit slightly different than what you might be used to. There's going to be a lot of discussion about imagery. There's going to be a lot of techniques shown about how to improve on images, as well as and people putting in their 2 and 4 and 5 cents into the discussion. So in that sense, do not be shy in having to say something about what you're about to see. This, we have, I think what you said, Lynn, we have 60 something images.
61 images, yeah.
Yeah, to go through. So it's going to be a long process tonight. It's not, so we're going to be here to around 10 o'clock. So hang with me, and I promise you, all you new people, you will learn something.
Yep.
And you're going to have a good time.
And yeah,
So the other Don, it's gonna hit you just when you least expect it. All right.
I've been doing this for a while.
okay. All right.
And I sent you a message.
Okay. Oops. Where did my chat go? All right. I need another judge. Chuck's backed out on me. Who can we get here? La 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 la. Let's see. Who wants to judge tonight? Everybody hold up your hand. Diana, you want to do it?
Please do.
You mute yourself. The other Diana, Diana Rao.
Yes, I can do it.
Okay, so send me a personal chat.
Where did the chat go? Oh. I went in the wrong place.
Okay, got it. Let me make sure I got you going here.
Can I give myself my score?
No, if it's your picture, you give it a 0. All right, so got it. Did you get mine back, Diana? Okay, so Diana, you're gonna score your score between a 6.5 and then like an 8, and you have to do like 7.4 or 8.0, or so I have to have a point in there in order to get the score in here, right? So you can go anywhere from 6.5 up to 8-ish. And we'll try to do this as quickly as possible because we do have a lot, to talk about once we get these pictures all judged. So, is there any other comments that we need to, anybody have any more comments or questions about anything at all? All right, then let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and bring up my, share. Bring up Lightroom. Okay, the first image we have is a makeup image from last month, which was a black and white portrait with a window lighting. So go ahead and look at this one. This one is called Deep Mind.
Lynn, you want me to judge this one?
Yes, yes. Diana, you gonna send me a chat? Oh, I got it. Never mind. Can't see what I'm doing over here. Hold on a second. That's a 22. That's an honorable mention for Lee Win. All right, now we're going to do our assign for August. First one is Turbulent Skies.
Lynn, can you make that full screen?
Oh, I'm sorry. Got to get back into the swing of it here again. Trying to do 3 things at once. Score is 23. That's an award for Rod. Next one is A Storm Like No Other. Just for those of you who are not familiar with this, we have 3 judges. Jim and Robert have prejudged these already, And then we always have the third judge who's a member do the judging the night of. So that's what we're doing right now. We take the 3 scores, we average them out, and then based on their level, either A or double A, there's a range of scores, whether they get an award or a honorable mention. Score is 21. That's an honorable mention for Jan. Next one is a Summer Lightning. Score is 23. That's an award for Lee Win. Next one is a Drowning Frog Resort Spa. Score is 21. It's an honorable mention for Jim McWilliam. Next one is Storm Approaching.
Ooh. Score is 22. That's an honorable mention for Karen. Next one is Here Comes the Rain. Score is 21. That's an honorable mention for Sherry Kelzinski. Next one is Passing Storm Cloud. Score is 22. That's an honorable mention for Rod. Next one is Passing Storm over St. Aidan's. Score is 22. That's an honorable mention for myself. Oh,
Next one is Storm Clouds and Sheep. Score is 22. That's an honorable mention for myself. Next one is Fury over Pride Bridge. Score is 24. That's an award for Chuck. Next one is Summer Storm across Loch Lomond. Score is 23. That's an award for Lee Brand. Next one is The Artists Are Coming.
What's the title, Lynn?
The Artists Are Coming.
Huh?
Not Artemis.
No, artist, ARTIST. Score is 21. It's an honorable mention for Natalie. Next one is Sunset Storm. Score is 22. That's an award for Joe. Next one is Sun Showers.
Hold up for a second, Lynn.
Okay.
Diana, check your chat, please.
Yeah, I'm in my chat. Where are you?
Yeah, chat was just sent to you.
Oh, I don't see it. Oh, wait, hold on. Sorry. Where? I can't find my chat.
It should be wherever you're putting the scores in because you're chatting to me.
Oh, yeah, right.
Just scroll down. It might be down below where you're chatting to me.
Oops. Okay, Robert.
All right, thank you.
So go ahead and score this one.
Okay. Oh, wait, no, that's wrong.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, score is 22. That's an honorable mention for Sherry Kelzinski. Next one is Summer Storm Under the Milky Way.
That's a cool shot.
Score is 23. That's an award for Barry. Next one is Face Like Thunder. Score is 23. That's an award for Natalie. Next one is Squeezing Out the Sunshine. This is Altered Reality Composite. Score is 23. That's an award for Jim McWilliam. Next one is Summer Rains. Score is 21. Is an honorable mention for Lourdes. Next one is Summer Storm.
What's the tapping?
I don't know. Score is 22. It's an award for Lourdes. Next one is Freedom. And you'll notice it's snowing. This is not Florida.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Score is 22. That's an award for Valerie. Next one is Storm Approaching 2. We had 2 of them named the same thing, so this is number 2. Score is 22. That's an award for Kathy. Next one is Storm on Mountains. Score is 23. That's an award for Kathy. Next one is Storm in the Everglades.
Lynn, did you see the corrected?
Yes.
I'm hitting my enter too quickly. Sorry.
Don't hit go so quick.
I know. I'm not getting $200 either.
Score is 23. That's an award for Chuck. Next one is Storms a Coming. Score is 22. It's an honorable mention for Diana Rao. Next one is Clearing Storm Desert Highway. And this is a special entry.
What does that mean?
I'll tell you in a minute.
Okay.
Special.
Special. This is special because this shot and the next 2 were submitted by Jim Sykes, who never submits anything.
Oh, great. Thanks a lot.
I never heard anybody quit the club like that before.
Next one is A Distant Lightning. He just gets awards no matter what he does, so it doesn't matter what you put on here. I think he just decided he had these storm pictures. He really wanted to share them with us. So. And that's another award for Jim. And this last one is Summer Evening Thunderstorm. This is, guys, this is what's possible if you're out at the right place at the right time.
And know how to do it.
Yep.
That had to be done with an intervalometer or one of those
It
little.
looks like maybe, I don't know, probably a mirror up or something like that. We'll have to ask him how he did it. He didn't
Yeah.
put the notes on here about
Is
it.
this Jim's also?
Yeah, this one's Jim's as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so guys, this was all, those last 3 were all Jim Sykes.
Wow. You
All
should join the
right,
club.
let's go and do the general. And new folks, we kind of speed through this so we have more time for a commentary because that's the most important part. All right. We're on to general.
Can you make it bigger,
Yeah,
please?
just a second. I'm getting ready here. I gotta set up my score sheet here. Okay. This one is the reading room. Score is 23. That's an award for Steve Zimick. Next one is Curious Cheetah. Score is, I already got this one for you, girl. This one's
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
It's score is 23. That's an award for Diana. Next one is Anna Ruby Falls Runoff. Score is 23. That's an award for Steve. Next one is Curiosity. Score is 23. That's an award for Sherry Halstead. Next one is Feed Me. Or feed me, feed me, feed me. Score is 23. That's an award for Sherry Halstead. Next one is Butterfly Portrait. Score is 24. That's an award for Leon. Next one is Shake Off. Score is 24. That's an award for Lee Win. Next one is Strange Gardener, excuse me, Strange Garden Visitor. Score is 23. That's an award for Rod. Next one is To the Wonderful Land. Score is 24. That's an award for Lee Win. Next one is Neighborhood Coral. Score is 23. That's an award for myself. Next one is Hummingbird. Score is 24. That's an award for Leon. Next one is Infrared Skyline. Score is 23. That's an award for Barry. Next one is Rays of Light. Score is 23. That's an award for Lee. Next one is, can you pin it down?
Ooh, hold on, Lynn.
Okay.
Gotta get back to you. Yikes. Where are you? Ah,
Did you lose the chat again?
no, I didn't. I sent something to somebody and I'm trying to find you again. Sorry. Are you here?
Yeah, I'm here.
I know. Am I here? That's going to him. I don't want that. I want you. How do I get to you again?
Just click on the little arrow and just scroll to me.
I'm trying. Okay. Yeah, there you go. Chat. Okay. So hopefully, oh yeah, there it is.
My name should be down at the bottom.
I'm coming. I got it.
Okay,
Sorry.
no problem. Score is 21. It's an honorable mention for Natalie. Next one is Gorge in West Virginia. Score is 23. That's an award for Sherry Kalzinski. Next one is unintentional leaf movement. Score is 22. It's an honorable mention for Jan. Next one is Art Comes Alive.
I
No.
Score is 21. It's an honorable mention for Barry. Next one is Love at the Top of Pulpit Rock. Score is 22. It's an award for Fong. Next one is Charred Remains. Score is 21. It's an honorable mention for Jan. Next one is Graceful Little Hummer. Score is 21. It's an honorable mention for Sylvia. Next one is I'll Take Mine to Go. Score is 23. It's an award for Sylvia. Next one is Skogafoss Falls. I'm sorry, I can't speak Icelandic. Score is 22. It's an award for Fong. Next one is Emma.
I'm coming.
Okay. Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Okay. Score is 23. That's an award for Karen. Next one is Downtown Lakeland. Score is 22. It's an honorable mention for Karen. Next one is Tampa Skyline, number 1. Score is 22. That's an honorable mention for Lee. Next one is Tampa Skyline.
Oops, sorry. Come on, mouse, cooperate. Yeah, this is a tough one.
Score is 22. It's an award for Lourdes. Next one is Single Tier. Score is 22. That's an award for Valerie. Next one is Sisters. Score is 23. That's an award for Valerie. Next one is Wild and Scenic River.
Can I ask you a question on that on chat, Lynn?
Yeah, or you just ask me a question right now. Do you want to see?
No, no.
Okay. It's not too bad. I think it's just a small picture. I think it's low res.
Okay, that's why.
Yeah.
I didn't want to nail it for that. Oh, sorry, wrong.
Okay. Score is 23. That's an award for Kathy. Next one is Overlooking the Rogue River. Score is 22. That's an award for Leslie. Next one is Nice Rack. Score is 23. That's an award for Leslie. Next one is Utah Rolling Storm, Snowstorm Wheeler Farm. It's a long title. It is general. Score is 23. That's an award for Chuck. And last but not least, Splendiferous Colors of Death Valley. And the score is 23. That's an award for Diana Rao. Okay, guys. That's all of them. We will take a 5-minute break and then come back and start doing commentary. So let's be back here at like 2 or 3 minutes after 8 o'clock.
Lynn, I just sent you a chat.
Okay. You're good. You're okay.
No, I mean,
Impression.
huh?
All about impression, impact.
Well,
That's what it's about.
I know, but it's,
Don't worry about it.
don't walk away.
I'm not walking away. I'm putting my light away because it keeps falling off the table.
You did great, Diana.
Yep,
It's tough.
it's tough.
Well,
But
It's-
that's what we want everybody to have, that experience somewhere along the line, because
I mean-
then you
I
understand
mean,
what everybody else is
yeah.
going through.
Well, you know how hard it is to get those shots.
Yeah, I know.
You know, it's like when you watch a tennis match and you don't play tennis, you have no idea how hard it is.
Yep.
You know, when you know a tennis match, you're like, I know how hard that shot is.
Yep.
Hey, quick question. Were my resolutions finally fine?
I think so. I didn't really check them. I had so many to deal with yesterday
Yeah.
that I didn't pay too much attention to them. I just downloaded them and created
Okay.
galleries because I had someplace I had to go. So and I wanted to get them to Jim early enough so he would have time to do them because I knew he was going to be busy today. So
Okay.
I didn't really pay. I think they look fine.
Okay. So I am trainable.
Yeah, I mean, basically, as long as your long side is 300 or 3,000 pixels, you're good.
Actually, you're a little under.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Diana.
I
that'll,
still
I mean,
was.
3,000,
Still a little under.
yeah.
I thought you fixed that for me.
I may have, but you're still a little under.
Okay.
I'm looking at the numbers right here, and
Oh.
the
Oh, yeah, he's
numbers,
got access to all that. Speaking of which,
yeah, the numbers are a little under.
Okay. So
How many do you want on the long side?
at least 3,000
Okay,
pixels. Yeah,
I'll make mine a little bigger too then.
yeah. It does definitely helps. All right, Robert.
all right, I will try again.
Trying is an excuse to fail.
I know. What can I tell you, Robert? You can only train me so much.
do or do not. There is no try.
I know. Moen has been trying to do it for 48 years, and look where that's gotten him.
You're here with all of us.
Waha.
What's that got to say for it?
Yep.
We even have a few new victims. I mean, a few new enthusiasts tonight.
Yep.
I will tell you that you guys push my comfort levels,
Well, that's the whole point.
which is, I know, I love it. That's why
I don't
I'm
want you
still
to be
here.
comfortable.
No, I don't want to be comfortable. No, I mean, I've learned so much since I've joined here. It's been fabulous. You can send me my paycheck later.
Mhm.
I have a question, Lynn. Does the club participate in any PSA competitions or no?
No. No, yeah, we've kind of, I know Florida has a big, like an umbrella type of organization. And we decided a while back that we didn't really want to get involved because we do things a little differently than everybody else. So we try to kind of do our own thing here. So believe me, we've talked about it a few times, decided that we'd rather just kind of be more independent and just do our own thing. So
We are what you call elitists.
you're right.
Legends in our own mind.
What the hell am I doing here?
Just so those of you who don't know, Robert over there on TRG Studio is one of our pros. Jim Sykes, who I mentioned earlier with those 3 beautiful storm pictures, he is our other pro that we have here. And they are the two, they almost always judge for us. And then we have that third one, third judge is a member of the club. So, but they also do a lot of behind the scenes stuff. And Jim could not be here tonight because he's working. But he did judge all this stuff, prejudge it, and he left comments on pretty much every image. So especially in the sign, he did only a few on the general side, but on the assigned, he did a lot of comments. So I'll share those with you. I'll try to remember to share them with you as we go through them.
Can I ask another question?
Sure.
What is your criteria when you're actually voting? Do you guys have a specific?
I mean, Robert, the third member is more about, our member judge is more about impact.
Right.
And it's more of an emotional type of thing, because obviously we don't have a lot of time to look at them. Robert, you can quickly address what his question on your side of things.
Well, our rubric is that we look for color contrast, composition, execution, being how well the image is in focus or out of focus, the lighting, and impact.
Okay.
You forgot to mention deposits into your PayPal account.
I don't mention that until the first time you want to exhibit and get a great score. It's the only time I mention that.
Yeah.
I will tell you though, I remember the first time you made me judge that I didn't volunteer, and it was like, holy crap, are you serious? It was really intimidating, but watching what you guys judge. And I mean, I always have Jim's voice and Robert's voice in my head about halos and, border patrol and all these things. Every time I edit, I've got all these voices in my head, but it does help. Then when you go be the guest judge, because that's what you're kind of looking for, is, the kind of the things that I wouldn't have picked up as a rank amateur,
Right.
which I am, and proud of it.
I have voices in my head too.
We all
So-
kind of do a little bit, I think.
Dom, what you're asking for, I think, what are my credentials since I'm one of the 2 lead judges?
No, that wasn't that wasn't my intent or my question. I wasn't sure if, since you're not a part of PSA, if you used PSA scoring, or if you did something totally independent, or if you had no real criteria.
Yeah.
That was my question.
Yeah.
Because the more you know how things work, the more you understand how things work. So I'm
Right,
just curious about the club and how they go about what they do.
Yeah. And
Well,
Dom, you're gonna quickly learn that if you cut me off, then I'm gonna be offended, because I love to hear myself talk. And even though no one else cares about what I have to say, I still love to hear myself talk.
Don't we all?
So
Unreadable.
yeah,
The most beautiful sound in the world is our own voice.
that's exactly right. So
if you guys, you'll go to the website and go to the second page. If you click the menu button up at the top on the right-hand corner, it'll take you to the second page. And over on the left-hand side of that second page, there's a bunch of headings, and there's a couple of them that are involved with the exhibition rules and guidelines and all that good stuff. So when you feel like reading do a lot of reading, because it's a lot. That's all Jim put all that together, and it's very long and drawn out. So it explains the scoring, because we score here individually. You're not competing against anybody else. You're basically competing with yourself. The only time the scores come into play is we actually transfer them over into a monthly recording, and you're given a score of for a sign, if you get an award, you get a 7. If you get an honorable mention, you get a 4. And if you get, don't get any honorable mention, you still get 1 point, which nobody ever scores that low. And then for general, you get 6 points for an award and 4 points for honorable mention. And then we have an award ceremony at the end of the year where we pick, we set up the top three, or, award the top three people in AA and A. And A is basically anybody new comes in as A. Once you've got 4 times that you've submitted, 4 months that you've submitted, then you get AA. And as long you stay AA until unless your total score on the monthly scores falls below 4.5, then you go back down to A. And the difference is the range. So there's a range of numbers that create either an award or an honorable mention, and that's all in that stuff on the website.
I'll read through it, but I'm here
Yeah.
16 days and I'm still unpacking, I'm still organizing and waiting for my third IKEA cabinet to come with all the parts, things like that. Being on the phone with them for an hour and a half. So I've had no time. I still haven't even unpacked my cameras and recharged the batteries, nothing. So
Yeah.
I'll get out there. I'll read everything.
Well, if anybody has any questions, just email me at mytbcc.com or mytbcg@gmail.com, and I'll try to answer your questions as best I can.
Lynn, you cut me off now. I don't get to say what my credentials are.
Go ahead, credential yourself.
Okay, thank you. Remember now, it's all about me.
Gracious.
Okay, here's the deal. Jim and I are as mentioned, are permanent judges. So, and we come at it from both of us are commercial photographers. That's what we do for a living. I also teach photography 6 days a week. And my judgment is never, ever, ever a final word. It's only a suggestion based on what I know as far as being in the industry for the last 40 years. So there you go.
Yeah, and Jim does some teaching as well. So, all right, let's go.
Had to get that out.
Let's get back to sharing the screen and we got a lot of pictures to get through. So we're going to have to keep it moving here. All right, let's go to just a quick comment on our one makeup image from last month.
There's a problem with this image. Leanne, are you in?
Yes.
Leanne,
Yeah.
was this image taken out and pasted back in?
No,
It was not.
no.
There is a halo around your subject.
Right here.
I did it like a blur on the back.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
it's like a spot right here. You see my cursor?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
right here, right here.
here's the reason why I asked that question. You see the curtain on the left,
Uh-huh.
the one that's right next to where our eyes are looking. That would be a little more in focus than the one going toward the back. So it's all even.
Mm-hmm.
That means that you blurred the whole thing and then you cut it and you pulled her out of it.
Yeah, so there's even a dark halo here.
Does that
Yeah.
sound like what you did?
Yeah, I masked.
Yes.
Masked her and the blur to the back.
Correct. And so
Okay.
what would actually happen is that there would be some form of clarity on the left-hand side, and then it would go toward the back and get more blurred.
Oh, so when they're close to the subject, there's more blur. It's
The
correct.
more close to the subject is less blurred.
Yeah.
Oh,
So yeah, so you could have doing the same thing if you had the mask on here. You could have
Mhm.
taken added a linear gradient.
Yeah, then you're great. Yeah.
And then you didn't play with your clarity. So it would be more in focus here on the left-hand side, and then go out of focus as you go that way.
Correct.
oh,
Okay.
oh, okay. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, next. The assigned.
Don.
That's mine, Rod.
Ms.
No,
Rod.
I know it's Rod. I know it's Rod. I'm asking Don, the new guy.
Okay.
Tell me what you think of
Don.
this image.
Do I think of it?
Yeah.
Well, I'm looking over on the left-hand side and I see the striations through there. It looks like levels. Could be on a cliff face.
and the tree's growing up the cliff, but it doesn't look quite right that way. Yes.
Yeah.
And I would have cloned out the telephone line on the right-hand side and the telephone pole. As far as the subject goes, I like the subject because it shows depth. I love that sky because that sky is just overpowering in the rest of the photo, though. That's the only thing I could actually say I would. Yeah.
Robert and Lynn, do you think there are sensor spots on this thing or no?
There are spots on the top right now.
Sensor spots.
Guys, I see round circles.
Yeah, little round circles. There are a couple of on there.
Well,
Like right here.
Yeah, and right there. Yes.
Top right corner also.
In the right corner, yeah.
this was taken out of a moving vehicle window, and it was raining, so there may be rain spots on
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Windshield.
possible.
So you can see some in the center bottom too, where the rain hit the
Yeah,
windshield.
right here. There's all right
Right.
here is all rain.
Right.
The only thing
That
I
might
can-
be if it would. So that might be what's causing these lines too. If you were shooting.
Right.
Yeah.
Could be.
Yeah.
The only thing I really call on that is I'd probably pull out the telephone pole and the telephone wires.
Yeah.
Be the only
Now-
thing out.
Don,
Yes.
your time is up. You did wonderfully well.
No, you cut me off.
Welcome to the club.
You're gonna be fun to have in the club.
Welcome to the club.
I like it.
I just found the sky to be kind of artificial looking and overly contrasty.
Okay.
You know, that's exactly how it looked, though. It was the weirdest sky I've ever seen up in northern Wisconsin.
I have a question.
Hey, and you're from Wisconsin, Brian. You should have seen skies like this.
A month from now, I may be in Wisconsin. That's the plan at the moment.
Well, I've only seen sky like that once, so it's not
You
common.
run.
Can I ask a question on composition, just for fits and giggles? I like the picture, by the way. Would you have added more at the bottom? Because I just kind of feel that that's cut off. I know, now that I know you shot it from a car, you probably didn't have an option, but I just feel that it's a little cut off. Is that just me, or that doesn't seem to be enough foreground?
You don't, Diana, you don't need agreement. That's how you feel. So that's
No, I'm
that's
just
what you feel.
asking. Well, I'm not just asking if I were to shoot a shot with, I mean, because you guys always stress foreground and having a little bit of foreground in it. Is that enough foreground, I guess, is my question.
Well, the in this particular case is about the stormy sky.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
there's a bit of
It
forgiveness.
doesn't matter. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if
Thanks.
you got really picky, these two vehicles should have been separated, but
Right.
Yeah, right.
You're getting
Exactly.
really super picky. Okay, let's
Right.
move on.
Now we can get picky. Okay, I got utter, but I'm not getting a sense of the storm more so than I'm getting a sense of the cattle as leading this photograph.
This is Jan's.
Jan,
Hey, Robert,
hi, how are you?
I'm good.
So yeah, I get the utter, but I'm not getting the part about the whole photograph is driven toward the bottom end rather than the top end.
Right.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Okay, nice photograph on the bottom. I love that that person standing there looking at me, and I'm just seeing steaks.
Yeah, right. Yeah, unfortunately, it didn't quite fit the assignment, and I'm in the same boat for one of mine. So I agree. I mean, I see where you're going, where it's coming here. It's just
Yeah,
too much.
I
Not enough storm and too much of everything else. So.
yeah, I was just taking advantage of the fact that I had a photo with a lot of good storm clouds in it.
This one's Lee Wins.
Lee Wynn,
Yes,
I'm not gonna hang out with you anymore.
okay. I will hang out with you.
I think you've cracked the God code.
Well, she lives on the water, so she should see this. She sees this a lot.
Oh, this one actually I drove to Dunedin when
Oh,
they're
okay.
lightning. I just drove there because they're like a nonstop lightning. I drove to there. So
Lewin,
Yeah,
what
that-
did you use to shoot that? Did you use one of those things that tells you when it's coming?
no, I saw the lightning on the west side or the Dunedin area.
Mhm.
I just drove that direction, and it was starting to rain, so I put my tripod on, sitting up, and then back to the car because that lightning, just watch that, it's just nonstop. So no, I didn't know there was one, but after tennis, I saw the lightning that side. I just drove to
but
that direction.
Did you use an intervalometer or how did you get the?
You don't
I
have
just
to.
put it in. I put it in time interval.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
But it's
I
like,
learned
it's
to
a
do
30-second, it's a 30-second,
It's 30 seconds.
30
Yeah.
seconds. So this was multiple
Oh,
strikes.
like a bulb? Is that a bulb? Is that a bulb setting or just a
No.
slow?
No, your camera has
Oh.
30-second settings on it.
Okay. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Thanks.
you just keep shooting 30-second long intervals and you'll eventually catch something if it's that.
Yeah.
Now, this looks like
Yeah.
probably multiple strikes. So,
Yeah.
It's an
Yeah.
awesome shot.
Hurt me, Jim, hurt me, please.
Yeah.
Tell me what's going on here.
It's raining.
I know. I don't have a central point of landing strip. I got a
Wow.
pole, a tree there that's really competing with another tree.
yeah.
So,
Sure.
and I got the right-hand side that's not giving me any more information. So it just helped me understand where you're going with that one.
Well, I was getting desperate. I had one picture that I was looking for a second. And this is the one that went out.
Okay.
This was
All
the
right.
strongest of the never mind.
Never mind. Just give it up.
Yep. Just give that one up.
Yeah, I could have put a drowning frog in there. That might have helped.
That might have been then, but then it's not about the storm, then it's about the frog.
And you said something about a frog, and when I'm looking for it, I'm like, where the heck's the frog?
In the
That was
water.
in the title.
The algae overcame them all.
Oh, yeah. That's it. Those poor dumb drowned frog.
Just keep going. Thank you.
This
Karen,
one is Karen's.
Yes.
Karen, you see the fall that the waterfall?
Yes.
Yeah, that whole waterfall right there. You diminished that value. Why?
I don't know. You mean on the left?
Oh, no, on the bottom half of the falls.
This part here?
Oh, no, just that whole fall area.
Okay.
Yeah, all of that. You diminished that and overpowered it by just making the top area very, very bright, which means that this whole thing is about the top, which is not that strong. So if it's not that strong, then yes, now we're talking. We're talking about bringing value to both the intensity of a storm and the intensity of water at the same time.
Can you put dehaze on there too, just for fun and giggles? Yeah.
Yeah, so what I did was I masked I did a select the sky and then I reversed it and then brought the whites up on the water and the contrast a little bit.
I want you to also select the sky again on a new one and bring the sky down. And give it that would give it a bit more more down. Because now it becomes a stormy sky over a raging water.
Okay.
Sort of like more ominous.
Ominous, yes.
More ominous, yeah. So yeah, this makes this, when you bring up those whites, this makes this look much more turbulent.
Defined.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm just going to give you the mailing address of where to send the check.
Why do you guys always
In the
resent
mail.
it?
So here, let's see the beginning, where we started and where we ended.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Thank
Next.
you.
This is Sherry Kelzinski.
Sherry. Is Sherry here?
Yep, she's here. She's probably muted.
Okay. Yeah, help me out with this, Lynn. Because
I think I'd go up at least to here.
Oh, that's far, huh?
No, too much. Tell me, Robert.
now there. I want to talk to Sherry for a second.
Okay.
Okay, I'm here.
You're here.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, Sherry, I got you now. Here's the deal. What you gave me was a storm in the background. Okay, great, wonderful. What did you give me in the foreground, though?
Yeah, it wasn't the greatest picture. Yeah,
Right.
I already cropped that like a lot.
Right. And so what I'm getting at is that when you're making a photograph, I want you to think about how the entire image is working together, not just one part that's really, really great. And you're going to see that a few more times as we go through this, but how both the foreground, midground, and background will work together. So I don't have anything in the foreground that's pulling me. I have everything in the background that's telling me about a storm, but nothing in the foreground that's compelling.
Okay.
You agree or disagree?
No, I agree. That wasn't my first choice.
Okay, great. Next time, give me your third choice.
I did. It's in the agenda.
Yeah, okay, great.
This is all about, when you look through your viewfinder or the back of your phone or whatever you're using to you see the whole picture, not just the assignment. Okay. So you probably could have walked down the street and found something else that would have been a better foreground for this. God, move zoom with your feet.
Oh, I love that. Zoom with your feet.
This one is Rod's.
Rod, which image is this?
Passing storm cloud.
Oh, passing storm cloud.
And I keep forgetting to tell you guys what Jim said. I'll tell you what he said on this one. Let's see. Grain is interesting, gives the impression of a sandstorm.
Yeah, this wide perspective here is actually quite nice.
Is it a fisheye?
Rod, is this you?
Yes. Well, it was a real wide angle lens, probably 24.
Yeah. The leaning back perspective of it and the jutting forward of the clouds, it's a nice juxtaposition of the two elements.
Mm.
So,
Yeah.
but I am
taken-
wondering why so much grain in this.
I don't know.
And I got it's a 10,000 ISO. That's part of it.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I'm wondering why so high. Was it?
And the image is a little small.
Yeah,
that might be part of it. It might be too. It might be the low res part of this. And, make your.
I think it's a little bit more than that because of the ISO. The ISO is 10,000.
Yeah,
There's
that's.
also-
I didn't realize that was. I never shoot at that. I don't know how it ended up 10,000.
Do you use auto ISO?
No, I'm usually set at like 100, 400.
Yeah. It gives it more of a painterly feel to it, but I was just wondering why. Was there a reason behind it?
No,
Okay.
That's what happened.
It must be. It was probably pretty dark out there. You could see by the clouds that if there wasn't much light, and if it was later in the day, it would make it even darker. I'm
Right,
pretty
it was
sure-
at sunset.
Yeah, taupe has denoise to see what it does.
Well, it'll take it. The denoise will take it out of there. I have no doubt about that.
I just want to show them what this thing can do.
It's amazing.
And so, but I'm looking at if you're at 1/100th of a second, and it has to go up to 10,000 and maintain the exposure, it had to be very dark.
Yeah,
Was it on a tripod?
No,
It does not look like it.
yeah.
no.
Oh, well, Topaz is going to take forever to come up. I should have done that. Not with Zoom on.
Right.
You know, you mentioned the size of the photo. I have a question on that. I always reduce it to like 2400 longest side.
Yeah.
Can
And
I
what resolution?
Yeah, go up. Yeah, you need to go up to like 250, 240 DPI.
Well,
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
this is-
2,000 on the side. I mean, there's the settings that you should use are actually in that stuff I was talking about, you know, the guidelines for submission. You could actually set up, if you use Lightroom, you can set up an export. That's what I do. I have it set up so that it automatically does it at the same time, everything at the same time. All I have to do is tell it where to put it. All right. Kill me.
well, you have an interesting scene. There's no killing in it. It's
Yeah,
just I don't
too
have
much,
enough.
too much church and not enough storm.
Yeah, not enough sky.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
I figured that when I started thinking about it, I thought, I should have picked another one, but I kind of like the picture, so I went ahead and put it in anyway.
Well, yeah, I know. I like the picture as well. You'll never hear me say that, but that's not for judging.
Yeah.
I found that the foreground is dead and the sky is just dying.
Yeah.
No, wait a minute. That was a play on words.
Did you say the foreground was dead?
Yeah.
There was a lot of death going on here. And I was it just rained. I was soaking wet. And so I'm thinking, oh my God, look at this picture. I need to take this for the assignment. So.
Yeah. So that's
It's
what's
a cool
happening.
shot.
You know how many people are dead in that cemetery?
I don't know.
All
There's
of
a
them.
lot of them and they're all,
All of them.
they're all dead.
I have a question. What if she crop, I'm sorry, if she crop that more towards to left, just keep that cancel part and crop something in the front and the sky gonna be more prominent. Does that?
The
Where
sky's going to be
someone's-
more prominent. You're correct on that. However, the tension that's driving that sky down to the bottom, I need more of it.
How about if you made the sky darker?
You can make the sky darker.
You're talking about doing this?
Yeah.
Yeah, the bottom will
that's
go
correct.
up a little more, so that not much space, empty space on there. So that the sky will show more. And if you the sky maybe manipulate a little more, will show
Hey,
more
Lynn?
powerful.
Yeah, can you make the clouds darker, like just by reducing the
Like dehaze or
or temperature, just
Contrast.
even exposure? Yeah.
yeah, well, that's gonna make a more storming's coming.
And then you could do some light painting, like what's her face does.
Yes, it made some,
Well, yeah, but you can correct that. Robert shows you how to do that.
I know.
I want you to go full screen on that before you get out, and I want you to really see the composition I'm talking about. Okay, everything. There's no driver. That top of that castle is a stopping point.
Mhm.
So I need something to drive it down. That's why I need more clouds above it.
Yeah.
Well, you could expand the canvas.
Yeah, you could, but that's what I'm alluding to. More space above, less space below.
So what caused the halos on that?
It's the processing.
Really?
Yeah, the processing does it.
Just by you darkening the
Yeah,
sky?
you gotta be careful when you mask, because when you start masking, if it doesn't do the edges really well, then you're gonna get halo.
Yeah, okay.
See, there's no halos.
No, yeah.
There's
Yeah.
a little bit there, but not nearly as much as there was.
There's a halo around the castle though.
Yeah. Next. This
All
is
right,
infrared.
now we're talking about a dramatic sky and a foreground interest there. Is this infrared?
Yes.
Oh, wonderful. Wonderful dramatic
For those of
sky.
you who are not familiar with infrared, it does a great job with clouds.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lynn, I enjoy your panel. For the sake of this particular image, I'd like to take the information off the right-hand side and then force me to that somewhere in there so that the left-hand side becomes a bit more prominent. Go back to the right just slightly. That's good. So I need space on both of those ends. The left-hand side, those two on the left, I needed to get to those rather quickly. So I have that 2 on the left. the three in the center, and then that transitional guy right there, now to the left. That's your transition. You see how he turns?
Yeah.
And then you go to the next one over, they turn as well. So it pushes me back into the photograph.
Okay. Yeah.
Wow.
Diane.
If it were mine, I would take that whole sky area and mask it and bring it down so it's not so white.
Good point there, Mr.
Infrared.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
but I
infrared, you're always going to have, you always shoot to the right really much on infrared because you want the contrast. And this was shot with at 590 nanometers, and I converted it to black and white. So
Okay.
next, and Chuck's not here. This is awesome.
Chuck was here earlier.
Yeah, he said he was feeling well.
He's still here.
Oh, he's back. Okay.
Yeah. Chuck,
Yes.
God don't like it when you paint his clouds purple.
The devil made him purple.
Yeah, that's good
the kid.
timing.
Yeah, awesome.
After seeing Jim's, I had some heat flashes and another full strike. I should have blended them in.
Yeah.
After seeing his, it's like, wow. I had the elements, but I didn't know to put them in there.
Well, the upper quadrant of this, all of that upper quadrant, I could pull it down a little bit as far as its value. And that's going to be it's going to be with a, what do you call it? Linear gradient. Yeah. Because I really want to stay with that lightning.
Oh yeah, that makes a big difference. Whoa.
Yes.
Yeah.
See that, Chuck?
Yeah, I like
Just
it.
put a little bit of, I just upped the exposure, or lowered the exposure by 1.2 stops, and that made all the difference in the world, because now that
Yes.
lightning really just blasts you.
There you go.
Yeah. Thank you.
So Chuck,
Yes.
this is why you come here. This is why you come here and listen to me.
I mean, it's still a really cool shot. It is, yeah.
Hey, Chuck, where did you take that picture from?
The pier where people fish on.
Is that from, are we looking north or are we looking south?
We should be looking north.
Okay,
It's from the Bradenton side, right?
okay, yeah. Thank you.
This is Lee's.
Lee,
Yes, sir.
the boats in the foreground are, I mean, they're fascinating to me. Yes. Now,
You like
when I
that?
say that, the boats in the foreground, the contrast that's surrounding the boats, I mean, that's wonderful. I just want that same contrast in the background,
Here,
in the sky.
blue sky.
Yes.
Because these are so white and this is more gray.
Yeah, I want that to be a little darker gray so that I get to that part a little quicker. So just run a gradient from the top.
Yes.
Yeah, I come down with a little bit. Yeah, just bring it down a little bit more. Leave it right there, but then move the whole gradient down. Center part down.
Sorry.
Yeah, keep coming. Okay, great. Now let's lower the exposure, create the contrast and all, whatever we have to do in order to get there. Okay. All right. By doing so, the foreground stands out a little bit more.
Yeah.
You have those mountains as the light dark chiaroscuro. Jack can correct me on the pronunciation of that. But that darkness, you can actually go dark with that sky because the mountains are helping you. The mountain range is helping you, which then forces the darkness, forces you to see the actual boats in the foreground a lot more. Because
Okay.
you went so gray in the background, it made it a little harder to see.
All right. I was a little afraid to go too dark, but okay, I see it.
You see it now, yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Thank you.
This one is Natalie.
Natalie.
Yes.
You know what I'm gonna say to this.
Don't. This is my second.
This is
Submission.
not the second time you pulled out a camera.
It was a little
No, you
crooked.
pulled out a camera 100 times.
Oh, let's see, this one
Yeah.
is.
Okay, yeah, I'm not sure what it's about to do.
I don't
But
either.
Natalie, let
Yeah.
me ask you something. Before you do it, Natalie,
Yes.
help me out. What is the most important portion of this photograph? Don't do it yet, Lynn. The sky,
It is the
right?
sky.
I'm trying
Yeah.
to help Natalie.
Natalie, you see it? Okay, all right, go up a little bit more, Lynn. Yes, you see all that foreground has got all that mud in it?
Yeah.
No, I don't see it anymore.
I don't see it. No, not now. But I was also going for the reflection as well. So
Reflections of what?
Yeah,
The
I mean,
cloud.
it's got all this other
What-
stuff in there. Sometimes you
what's
just gotta
in that-
forget about the reflection and just go for
What
the
reflection?
I mean, these clouds are gorgeous.
You
Okay.
see that?
I see it. Yes.
And you see that church steeple in the background?
Yes.
It's now monumental.
Yeah.
Natalie,
Yes.
don't do this to me anymore.
It was crooked too, so you gotta make sure your horizon is straight. So you see how it goes?
Don't do that to me anymore. Don't bring me something that's really, really nice and then muddy it up with some kind of muddy water in the foreground.
Well, I have taken pictures over the years, but I am weak on the editing side. So
You are not weak.
You're, you're not weak. You get it.
Natalie, you're not weak. The only thing about it is that you're trying to give too much of a story.
Yeah.
okay.
Edit yourself. It's all called editing yourself.
Okay.
This is Joe.
Joe, you know what I'm
Yes,
gonna do, right?
thank
Yeah, you
you.
know exactly what's gonna happen.
Exactly what I wanted to do.
And straight out the horizon for me.
Yeah.
And now those people on the beach are walking up right if they are people on the beach.
Yeah, that's people on the beach. I was hanging off a fifth floor balcony taking a picture.
Were you really hanging off the fifth floor?
Yeah, I was leaning way out trying to take the picture,
Yes. Now by getting
and
rid
I
of
couldn't get that building out.
well, the thing about it, by cropping it out right there, I now get the sense of the feeling of the people, the sunset, and the clouds above. I can use a little more contrast in this photograph, by the way.
I was taking with myself, and it was
Yeah,
storming
okay,
and raining
great.
on my side.
Yeah. Now the clouds are a little more intense.
You wouldn't crop that with the edge with the leading line coming down into the corner?
You're talking about going up higher on the bottom?
Yeah.
You can.
Yeah.
Bring it right up so the edge it goes right straight in the corner. That way your eyes follow along it.
Oops, didn't want to do that.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that better too.
Was
It's-
that
and the light
Don?
is more prominent.
Don,
Yeah, that was me.
you're gonna take my job.
Nah. I already got one like that and I don't like it.
Right. All right, very good. Okay, who's taking me here?
This one's Sherry Kelzinski.
Yeah, that's
Sherry,
mine.
did we talk before?
Well,
We
about
did
the other
talk
one.
before.
Yeah.
You know what we need to do, right? Got a little bit more, Lynn.
One more.
Yeah, a little bit more.
I was going to the third there,
Right now, that right. Give me attention right there.
and it's straight.
I've tried that type of correction and it never works.
So I see a lot more of the storm now.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
There's just too much. if there's no interest in this, now if there was a boat sitting here, you can leave
That'd
it
be great.
because the water, there's nothing really interesting in the water. It's the same thing with an uninteresting sky. If the sky's got nothing interesting in it, just cut it off.
Now, what you have in this particular photograph, once it's cropped, go ahead and give it the crop, and then tap the letter F. I want you to notice how the monochromatic light is in the top and the color is in the bottom.
Yeah.
Meaning, if you look at the top of the frame, top slightly to the right,
Right.
you have that monochromatic light up there.
Right.
And then you have the color light down there. So they're playing against each other.
Yeah. And the water's not important in this one. It gives it a base. That's all.
Yes, all it is the base. That's all it is.
Okay, thank you.
Very
Barry, talk to
out.
talk to me, Barry.
I originally went out to shoot the stars that night, and there was a couple thunderstorms, so it kind of spoiled my Milky Way shooting. But then I realized I could probably shoot the lightning, so I threw on a fisheye lens and shot the lightning, and then realized later that I had actually gotten the Milky Way originally. Compositionally, I know this is not a very strong picture. Originally, it had a lot more sky, more Milky Way, and I tried to find a balance. Also, the clouds had a lot of light pollution. They were very intensely bright and very colorful, and I really took them down to try to bring up the lightning and kind of balance it with the Milky Way sky.
Barry,
Lightning here and lightning here.
I want you to know something. Because we're on Zoom, that means you can't flatten my tires for what I'm about to say.
Okay, go ahead.
I want you to grab the crop tool for me, Lynn. There's nothing of interest on the left-hand side. Come from the left end. Go almost to the lightning. Good, right about there. All right. And then I would go into Photoshop and actually use the fisheye, whatever it is, in order to straighten this image out.
Yeah.
Because all of the things that are happening is happening in this quadrant right here. So I can straighten that curve out inside of.
Yeah, I tried that, unfortunately,
Photoshop.
and I already took out a lot of the distortion, but I couldn't stretch it that far.
And in Photoshop, I think it's what is it called, Chris? Perspective warp.
Yeah,
Chris?
perspective.
Yeah.
warp. Yeah.
Yeah, perspective warp. You can. So.
Go for it.
Yeah. So having said that, that left-hand side over there with the flag is not helping me out at all.
Yeah. It pulls your eye right over here instead of going and saying, now it's too bad because these clouds up here are kind of cool, but yeah, that's too bright.
Hey, Robert, can't you use your usual take that sky and move it down type thing? I guess not, because it's got the reflection on the water. Never mind.
This one's Natalie's. Now she did the right thing. There's no mud in the water.
There's no mud in the water.
Although, I don't know, I was curious about this. I think it's better in black and white.
If you're gonna do that, Lynn, throw some extra contrast in there.
Yeah.
On a sky or the whole thing.
Let's see what the whole thing looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, now you're not that color is kind of weird.
Yeah.
This makes it much more effective.
Dramatic.
Yeah, don't be afraid to use black and white. I use it a lot, and I'm just trying to see if this is straight too. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it wasn't straight. So I know you're shooting a lot. Are you shooting this with your phone, Natalie, or is this a camera?
This one's camera.
Yeah, yeah. You need to use some sort of a straightening in all of these. Anytime there's a horizon, you got to almost. I mean, every shot I take that has a horizon in it, they're all crooked. So I know I have to straighten every one of them. So
okay. Okay.
Anything else, Robert?
Yeah.
What did Jim have to say?
What did Jim have to say? He said, reflection is a strong element. Horizon is slightly tilted and feels awkward.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, if I can ask, what did Jim say about mine with the lightning?
Nothing. He didn't comment on every one of them. He didn't put anything on yours, Barry. Just trying to think. Oh, and Natalie, your other one, object in water is lower right of frame is a visual distraction. So yeah, he didn't comment on every single one of them. He just on some of them he did. So, and this one is
Jim Williams.
Yep.
Did you paint that sky, that color coming out of the sky? I mean, the lightning. They have color. There's a color ring around them.
Well, the base picture is the clouds with a bit of sunshine in the lower left corner. And what was composited in was the rain shower and the lightning.
Okay, yeah, the rain shower and the lightning was composited in.
Yeah.
Okay, because they have a different color in there.
Yeah, I know. I wrestled with that.
Black and white would have hidden that.
Yeah, I'm not trying to hide anything.
Well, yeah, that color it seemed artificial to me, and that's what was the problem.
Well, other than going black and white, is there a way to do that?
I just kind of got rid of the green and the aqua right there, and you still have your orange by using the saturation on the HSL panel.
Okay.
All right, and let it go down to calibration. And in calibration, let's bring the reds up. Yes.
Yeah.
All right, so
looks a little weird because it's not, normally the sky has blue in it, but it's very dramatic this way, especially without having, you could actually take the blue up, and that if you increase the blue in the calibration panel, it makes yellows brighter or more saturated.
Yep. All right, so that's where the problem was, that the distortion with the green.
Thank you.
This is Lourdes.
Lourdes, are you alive?
Yes, I'm here.
All right, Lourdes.
I know.
Talk to me and tell me what you know.
No, I was trying to frame with the rocks and the palm, but I know now. I know better.
Okay, then that way I'm going to move on to the next one then.
No. Tell me.
I think this one would have been better in black and white too, Lourdes.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know if I would.
If you're gonna again, think about your subject. Now, when you start introducing a whole bunch of elements in there, then what we have distractions.
Yeah. Especially when you got a sign with words on it, because the human eye wants to go read things. So your eye might go, it's going right to that sign and say, "What is that?" And that's
it's not available right now. Gonna take a message for her.
Okay.
What'd you say, Chris?
Hey, Chris, you need to mute yourself. This is Lourdes as well.
Lourdes is much better.
No, I'm on a Zoom call right now. Thank you.
Yeah. And why is this better, Lourdes?
No distraction.
And you got more contrast going on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I just added a little bit more.
Yes. Dramatic skies they really work here. As far as the subject is concerned, especially if you're going black and white.
And make sure it's not bad, but you actually have got blown out whites right here. So you gotta watch this exposure a little bit. Reset. You need to learn about the exposure thingies here.
Yes, that's my next thing. I need to learn more.
That's coming. Okay, this is Valerie's snowstorm in California.
Jack, I want you to comment on that. Jack, can you comment on this one for me?
Jackson,
I'm glad you told me that that was snow because I wouldn't have known it.
yeah, look at it real close, see?
Yeah, well, now maybe, yeah. I don't know. It's a nice photograph. It's well balanced. It's good composition in terms of composition. However, the pole in front of the flag is a distraction. It would be nice to have taken it from the other side, but and then I think I would have worked on taking the lines out. The lines are a distraction as well, but it's a nice shot.
Okay, this is whose shot is this again?
Valerie.
Valerie. All right,
Yeah.
Valerie.
Yeah.
Now, what are your thoughts about what Jack said?
Yeah, I just couldn't get to the other side because it's in the middle of the goats field. I was on my deck shooting it. But
Right,
in-
right. And
Sometimes you got to go with what you got.
yeah. And wait, and let me understand something. You're in California.
Yes,
And it's snow in California?
it does snow in California where I live.
Okay, gotcha.
Mountains.
It snows a lot of places in California.
But well, I thought you were in the valley.
No. I'm up in the mountains.
Okay,
I'm
gotcha.
in
I'm just trying to figure out a way to make these. Oh, I'm going to see clarity and texture. So yeah, that gives it a little bit more. There's where we started and here's where I ended up.
Lynn, if you made the sky darker, would the snow have stood out a little more? Because until you said there was snow, I
Oh
didn't.
no, because then you would have just snow in front of the flag.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
White with snow.
Yeah. Because the snow isn't going to show up. It's not going to show up in the sky at this point because it's overexposed.
I tried to capture a couple lightning storms we had this summer, just a couple weeks ago, but I couldn't get anything, and it just struck in so many different places. There was no way to get it. So
You gotta do what you gotta do. Yeah, we don't want you to go getting struck by lightning. That's not good.
yeah, normally we don't get lightning here.
Yeah.
We don't normally get rain in the summer, but this year we've had about 5 different storms.
Oh.
And that's scary to us.
Yeah, yeah, we're used to it. I get cracks of lightning around my house every day, so I'm used to. I'm used to it as much as you get used to lightning cracking around you all over the place. So
Yeah, but when you have dry grass and lightning strikes, that's what started fires where we evacuate. So not good in California.
Yeah.
Hey, Robert,
Yeah.
it's Chris. Jack mentioned the lines on that were holding the flag in place.
Yeah.
I recently did a shot of a monument for a city, and it took me days to get the lines to. The flag was at half mast. I had to raise it up and then try to get all the lines to match just right, so forth. But how do you do something where people see it every day? They kind of expect to see the lines in the image.
I don't know, and the new Luminar actually takes lines out. So if it's something that doesn't, this would look funny because the flag is actually attached to the line right here. Would look strange without it. But if you were, trying to do telephone wires or something like that, or a line that doesn't necessarily need to be in the picture, you can use Luminar Neo and it'll get rid of them almost automatically. So
those are a piece of cake. It's just where the wind is blowing such that you now have to rebend the lines, actually put the lines back in and have them connect without seeing the joint. I just thought it needed to be there. And
this one will look weird without because it's holding it out. All right, let's move it on. We're at almost 9 o'clock now. We still have a whole bunch of general to do.
All right, we're gonna get through it without rushing through. I think we'll get through it at a time. That foreground element is just way too bright for me.
This?
Yeah, all the whole deal there, and I'm not quite sure of what to do with it. Now, if I take that down, here's the great part about this. if I take that foreground element down, like you're doing right now, you're graying it, and that's really, really good. Then now I can take the background, except for the top, I can take the background down more. That's great. That's great.
Then I'm going to add. No, that won't do it. Shoot.
Well, now leave the sky like you're doing. Go ahead and take it down. Don't add anything.
Or don't add
Just
anything
take it down.
Darken
Take it down. All right. Great, great. Now you're going to subtract with the linear gradient from the top. Great. There you go.
Okay.
Now we got the dramatic sky in the background. That's giving us the indicator. Now, if oftentimes, if you're gonna gradate the top, then you're gonna need to add some gradient to the bottom as well. So add another gradient in the plus and do a gradient at the bottom, and so it pushes me inward. Great. And let's bring that down just a little bit. Great, wonderful. All right.
So Kathy, do you see what we're doing here?
Yeah, I see that. That one, I took this a couple years ago and I've played with it then and I've played with it again and just not getting it quite right.
So
all right.
we're making
Do me one more favor on this one, Lynn.
Yeah.
Get a crop tool and take off that white edge at the top. There you go. Good. There, now I have my border in place.
Okay. Yeah, dark and dark. Yeah, you see that there's quite a bit of difference. When you start here, it's somewhat flat, even though there's some contrast up here, but the rest of it's kind of the same. And if you go all the way and do that, then there's just a lot more punch to it.
Okay. Yeah, it looks great now.
And you can see what I did here. All I did was, I did some contrast to add that radial gradient right over here and just lower the lights. And then, I did the sky, selected the sky and then lowered that down. And then you use the radial or the linear gradient to pull it down a little more at the top and again at the bottom. So yeah, it's pretty straightforward.
I lost the rubber. What situation you subtract?
Because we didn't want the top to get darker.
Yeah, it's too.
So we subtracted.
Subtracted, yeah.
Oh.
Taken away. And this one is Kathy's as well.
Kathy.
Yes.
You should be happy about this one.
Yeah, this is
I am.
And guess what? The rest of us are too.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, this is nice.
Yeah, I took this one in just a couple weeks ago out in Wyoming, and we were driving along the road, and I looked over and I went, "Stop the car!"
Hey,
you know the sad part about that is that you're in the car by yourself talking to yourself.
Oh.
Yeah, better answers that way.
That's the only storm we saw in 3 weeks out there. So
well, it's a good thing you stopped the car.
I didn't have any choice.
I like the way the fence frames the road in.
Yeah.
Everything kind of directs your eye to the back there.
Yeah, perfect. Next is this is
Chuck.
Purple skies.
That ain't the problem, Chuck. There's a major problem with this, and I mean major. Chuck, you still with me?
Yeah, he's here.
Yes.
All right, Chuck. You see the waterways that's leading in?
Yes.
Jack, I want you to see this. You see that waterway that's leading in?
Yeah.
Right there. That one right there. You see how it stops?
Yeah.
The moment it stops, then you're telling me that this part is important. And this part ain't important if it stops.
I got you.
One step to the left, and he would have
absolutely.
Yep.
You got to step in the water, man. Walk on the water.
That good old convergence.
Get out of the boat. Walk on the water.
Or you could clone that out.
No,
Well,
it wouldn't work. It would look weird.
It
Why
would look
couldn't
weird
you?
in there.
Yeah.
Really?
So by the fact that you close that off, close me out of that. No deal for me.
Yeah.
All right, I got it.
And I've
All
just,
right.
I've just done a
With
little
it
bit of,
in
a little I added a little more contrast.
Uh-huh.
So where am I? Oops.
You couldn't take that out, Robert?
It's a little flat.
That's not the point. The point is that he didn't see it.
Yeah, you need it.
Yeah.
It would look weird because it would have been, it just, you couldn't
You-
clone that out and fix it.
You couldn't take just a little bit of the corner
That's
out?
not what I'm saying. You're missing my
I know,
point
I
there,
know.
Diane.
Yeah.
Is
Okay.
that yes, we can fix it, but if you're always fixing something and not seeing something, then
Yeah.
that is not making you a better photographer.
Okay.
I see it now.
Yes.
I'll be seeing it forever.
That's a good thing.
Yes.
All right, on to this one, which is, this is Diana's.
Which
Only-
is asking me, I'm asking, what is that thing in the middle?
What?
To the right. Yeah, to the right.
Huh?
There's something right in the middle of the screen that's white.
A
That's
bird.
bird.
You go.
Why?
Because it was there.
Why?
I thought it added drama to it and loneliness.
No,
Go back to the take it out.
absolutely not.
I even made it brighter.
Ah, that's the problem.
There.
You want to go away.
And then
You're gonna straighten it out.
this.
Yeah. I actually did that already.
Sort of a cheaty. I'm not
Didn't
doing a
do it
good job of it, but just make that brighter.
I liked my bird, but okay.
I
The problem
completely
is-
agree with Robert. That bird was big. It was like, why are you distracting me from the subject?
Okay.
And yeah, just brighten up your lifeguard stand and you've got a much stronger picture.
Okay.
This is
Thank
straight.
you. The bird will be gone when I post it on Facebook.
Yeah, it's just a little bit off to, it's not straight.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. And then these last three are Jim's. So let's pull them apart, guys.
Yeah, lots of luck with that.
Well, I can't pull it
Brain
apart.
was distracting.
I love how he brought that everything from underneath the first rainbow. He obviously lightened to give it emphasis. I think that was fantastic.
Well, my problem with this is the foreground is too light.
I agree on the left side.
I want a gradient to go on that foreground to darken everything up in that foreground there.
Yeah.
And by darkening it up, it'll help me get to that mountain area and the thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yeah,
At
it's like,
least-
it's
Yeah.
right, because then you don't see that, you almost miss the rainbow because it's so,
Yeah.
it's so light.
Yeah.
I think he did that on purpose, so we have something to come talk about.
I didn't even know it was Jim's, but that was the thing when I went to judge it. That was the thing. It was too bright on the left side.
All right.
That looks like a dome. you
Hey,
know?
Lynn, I'm curious. What was Jim's comment on mine, or did he comment? Get rid of the bird?
Brighten the whites in the lifeguard stand to make it pop.
Okay. He didn't object to
He
my
didn't
bird.
mention the bird.
Thank you.
And this one is also, well, yeah, this one's Jim's as well. So
Perfect.
now, he's doing what when I saw this, I thought, well, it's not really a storm. It's about the tree. Right, Robert?
At first, until you add that part on the right-hand side,
Yeah. The
Lightning.
the lightning.
lightning.
That's what saved this photograph.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it would have been
It's
It's just a tree.
picture of a tree.
just a tree. Yeah,
Is that a painted background?
I don't think so.
No,
Blue and bursting clouds?
no, it just looks like one he caught somewhere, and this is like a dead tree.
To me, it looked like it was cut out.
No,
It's my monitor.
yeah, if you don't, yeah, if you look at it close, it's a normal sky.
I'm sorry, Chuck,
Yes.
you spent a lot of money on that travel vehicle you got.
Yes.
A lot of money on that travel vehicle. Could you just spend 2 cents more to get you a good monitor?
Okay, guys, let's
Oh,
go.
my
Yeah, we gotta keep moving here. We got a lot of generals to get through.
Okay,
It's an
all right.
8-second, this is an 8-second exposure, so I assume that it's multiple strikes.
Yeah,
He just got it at the right time. He's really good at catching them at the right time.
When you had 8 second, one more question on that. Is that with the bulb or you just set an
Yes.
8
No, you just set it 8. When I shoot lightning, I'll set it, I'll, figure out a time frame that I want to use it depending on, what's going on with the lightning, because some of it's faster than others. And I'll set it for 8 seconds, and I'll either use my wireless trigger or my wired trigger, and then I'll just put it on just regular interval. You can put it on an intervalometer and say, put it on for 8 seconds and then wait for 5 seconds and then do it 8 seconds again and wait for 5 seconds. So you could actually stand back with your hands, and fold it over your chest and let the camera do all the work.
I
And
have
it's
to
going to
learn.
catch something if there's enough lightning.
No, I have to learn how to use it. I've owned one for a year and a half and I've never used it.
Well,
It's
and
real
most cameras-
simple.
Yeah, most cameras have intervalometers in them. The
Oh.
Canons don't, I don't think. I think Canons.
No, I've got one that, that it plugs in. Okay, thank you.
All right. All right,
Leslie, you'll show me one day.
Okay.
general time. All right, we got 33 of these.
I love the lighting.
This
on
is Steve's. And this was the one he submitted this one last month for the window portrait. I said, the problem with it, Steve, is there's no portrait. He's like, it wasn't
Steve,
black
here-
and white and it wasn't a portrait. So
Steve, is Steve here?
no, I don't think so.
All right, I got a major problem with this photograph. The position of, not so much on that side, the position of the book
Hmm.
and the glasses.
Oh yeah, it should be turned.
Yes,
Too straight.
yes. Way too straight.
Yeah, if it just been tipped just to like right here, it would have been much better because it's too along the side of the table. But sometimes these things like this you can't touch them, so you can't really do anything about it. So like it's in a museum or something.
Right. Yeah, that's where my problem is on that one. If only you could take that thing coming out of the back.
I tried.
Yeah.
I tried. You're talking about the branch?
Too much
Yeah.
dirt.
I tried, Robert. I tried doing our usual trick. And first of all, Mohan vetoed it. And I shouldn't have listened to him. And second of all, it just wasn't coming out right. So then I comforted myself by thinking that I was framing the cheetah with the two thingies.
Okay,
But I agree with you. It should have come out.
right.
I could do that too.
How about that?
Does that work?
It's a little bit better, but it's I still would love to see the brightness of it without.
What I did was I reduced the brightness on that quite a bit because it was, it was really dark. And I tried to do the masking on it and blur it even more. And that just became a real mess. And
Okay,
would that have made the difference between a 23 and a 24?
no,
Really?
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It would have or it would not have?
Would
Too
not
much-
have
and
made a
there was
difference.
too much dirt in here too, because it is light color. Remember, if you're gonna have something in front of them, it's got to be darker than your subject, and it's almost
Yeah.
the same color, shade or.
And I
tone.
made that darker, but obviously not enough.
Yeah, it's too much dirt.
Okay. Thank you.
This is this one's Steve's as well.
Steve is not here.
Nope.
Oh, come on, Steve. You can show up next time
Never
so I
comes
can.
just
I can.
images. Just I thought it was a little overexposed in the whites.
It is.
Yeah. And your favorite thing here?
Yeah, give it a little more green. And I would venture that I would take a brush, flow it about 40% on the brush. Lower the exposure by yeah, on the flow about 40%. And lower the exposure to lower the exposure by a stop, and then paint around that background. Around that back, yes, that area right there, to take it down on both sides of that back forest area. Yes.
I don't think 40 is enough.
Yeah. Now, the reason why I had you do it at a low flow, so that way we can just adjust it after the fact.
No.
So what you're doing is now you're bringing out both of those back waterfall to the front waterfall. There's just way too much light back there.
See that, guys? The difference?
Yeah.
Makes all the difference in the world.
Would you paint more dark in that water? Because I found that a little bit foamy in the bottom. I mean, I know it's meant to be,
It's supposed to be cotton candy. It's long exposure.
Yeah.
I wouldn't necessarily paint more darkness to it. I mean,
Or maybe
as long as it's not whiter than that part in the background.
Okay.
Yeah. And you'll see this is white right here, and it's not up against the right, so it's blown out. There's nothing you can do about that anyway. I did take it down some, but it's when you've got this color white here, this white, and you look at the histogram and there's nothing on the right hand side, then you know there's no data. So that there's nothing you can do about that white. So
I thought it when it was up against the wall, then you do then it's blown out.
Yeah, if it's up against the wall, you have something. But when there's white and it's not against the sidewall, then there's no data there. So you can't do anything with it.
Okay.
I mean, I took down some. I mean, you can see when I take down the highlight slider, nothing happens.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, no. Yeah. So, I mean, it's because there's nothing there to do anything with.
Okay.
I mean, it darkens it, but it makes it look funky because there's no
Yeah,
data.
then it gets muddy.
Yeah.
Oh, Sherry. Oh, wait a minute. Is this Sherry's?
Yeah, this is Sherry, Sherry Halstead. We got two.
Oh,
Sherrys now.
Sherry, my love. I think it's adorable.
Only thing I think I would do is I would do this. It's a little bright around the edges.
I usually do. I'm pretty sure I did darken it around the edges, but maybe could have been a little bit more.
Yeah.
I do think this thing is a little mistitled, in my opinion, as opposed to anybody else's opinion. Curiosity, when I have curiosity, then there needs to be an object on it. For me, there needs to be something to be curious about.
Well, I thought, being he's a little chicken, he was just looking to see what's out there, just what I was.
And that's what I didn't get. I didn't get the expanse of what that this chick was curious about. But as far as
I did. I didn't find that title a problem at all.
And that's the difference between you and me.
I know. I'm just giving my opinion to go with yours because I love you like that.
And as I mentioned in the beginning, I am neither right nor wrong. I simply have an opinion.
So I think you lowered the values a little bit too much, Lynn.
Yeah, probably.
So you made it blue.
Yeah.
But it could have gone a little lower, but I think that
You
was
still want him
overdone.
to be- you want him to be brighter. I mean, yeah, I still, again, I think we've got some blown out whites right here on his head, which, with these white birds, it's almost impossible not to get stuff that's totally blown out. So, if you got enough light on them, then they're going to be too bright.
Now, I was setting myself up before Leslie totally just destroyed it. That this should, you have it said feed me. And I was thinking that there was a conductor and there was and a choir was ready to sing. The conductor and then the choir down below was singing.
Yeah, they do look like that. Yeah, it's all a matter of context.
Yeah.
I didn't even see that third bird until just now.
Yeah.
Yeah, once I said choir, then it all came into view.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing
Robert.
I think, Sherry, is I would darken up these, use a brush and darken up the green
Yeah.
here a little bit, because this one is competing with the birds. That's why you can't see
Yeah.
the third one here, because it's too bright behind it. And darken this stuff in the
Oh,
background. as well.
absolutely, dark in the background. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot you can work on that one. That one's is a cool. It's a great interaction.
Yeah.
This one is Leon.
Yeah. Nicely done. Beautifully composed. Great shallow depth of field. Ain't much I can say about this one except that upper left-hand corner, but that's just me. And it's you too, huh, Alan?
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, in this right here too, this part here, you could go into Photoshop and use the eyedropper and click it right here, and then paint this away and make it the same shade as this. And the other, or you could take also use a free transform in Photoshop and pull this corner out and use the warp tool and the inside free transform. And you can pull that corner right out, and so you can just kind of stretch it out, and then you don't have that. You've got this more of this green color, or you can just paint that color, paint the green that's right here into that as well. So I spend a lot of time in. Most of the time I spend in Photoshop, I use the paintbrush and the eyedropper and the paintbrush to get rid of stuff in the background. Yeah, I mean, this is at 3.5, guys, at 3.5 at 1/1000th of a second. So that's he's using his 180 macro lens. And again, the reason why it's so in focus is because he's got the sensor of the camera in the same plane as the butterfly and basically most of the flower. Because even at 3.5, you'd think some of this was would be out of focus, but it's really not. So it's pretty good. Everything must have been pretty much close to the same plane.
Yeah.
Lynn, up in that top right corner of that picture, you said you would paint that, or left corner, I'm sorry, you said you would paint that?
Yeah, you could take in Photoshop, you could take the eyedrop tool, click it right here, and then click on the paintbrush, and you can paint this whole corner right out, and it'll be the same tone as this right here. If you want it to be, again, the easy way is just to free transform it and just stretch it and pull that corner right out. Because you can, if you use the warp tool inside a free transform, is it free transform? Yeah. There's a thing up at the top on Photoshop that has like a little warp symbol at the top. If you click on that, it gives you the option of picking how many squares or grids how many grid you want on there. If you ask it to do like, I don't know, I think it's 5 by 5, then you've got, when you pull it out, it'll only actually affect the corner. So
Wouldn't you
get rid of stuff in corners.
Wouldn't you lose texture though if you painted it?
No, it doesn't. It's something like this it's got all that bokeh. It wouldn't affect it at all. You wouldn't see it at all. Yeah.
I was thinking about using the patch tool there instead.
I mean, the problem with the patch tool is it's going to leave a line. So when you stretch it or paint, when you stretch it, it just pulls it out. And if you paint it, you got to be careful about how much flow you're using with the paintbrush, but you can, paint that color over that gray part as well. And this is Lee Win.
Lee Win, you're 97% of the way there on this particular photograph. It's close to being award winning, but not quite there.
Okay.
So you're asking me what would make it it there?
That's right.
All right, you see the hair on the bear?
Uh-huh.
If I could see more of that hair.
Oh, I was trying to show his head.
Right. Now, well, right behind his head, why is that soft back there? Right behind his head.
Shooting. Well, I mean, he's moving. Part of it, he's moving. The hair is moving. And yeah, I mean, that's the issue. And she's focused on right here where the water is. So
that's not the part I'm talking about. Right behind the ear.
Yeah, I'm talking about right here.
No,
I know where you're pointing out.
Right behind the ear.
Oh, right here.
Yes, right up there. That's
well, I
what
think
happened there.
He's moving, and everything is when a bear shakes, the hair and the water, everything's going in different directions at the same time. So I don't know how you would not get something that wasn't, I mean, it's actually a little, the shutter speed is a little slow.
I'm saying that
all that.
the texture in that area alone is different than the texture to the right of it.
Mm.
I mean, it looks,
Actually, I don't know.
yeah, it's kind of blurry or like right along here.
Right, yeah, right in that little small area.
Yeah. So something's weird going on right there, so.
Right, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm mentioning.
Yeah.
Okay,
Right here.
I will go back to the raw to see what's happening.
Yeah, take a
Right,
look.
there's
at it,
something
see
But
what's
I
going
don't
on.
know.
I mean, see, yeah, because I mean, I know there's when the bear is shaking, when an animal that has fur on it shakes, all the hair is going in all different directions at one time. So that would cause some blur. And like I said, this shutter speed of 1/800th of a second is kind of slow for an animal. I would shoot, never less than 1600th, and try to get up to 1/2000th if you can, and that will stop things a little more. I mean, yeah, it would make the water a little less spray all over the place, because that's the water is great at 1/800th, but the animals, be weird because it's not fast enough for them.
Okay, thank you.
This is a hummingbird moth. This one is oh, I'm losing track of everything here. Where are we?
Belongs to Rod.
Oh, that's rods. Okay. The only thing, Rod, I mean, it's a cool example of, but it looks like the focus is more here, and the moth doesn't have a lot of focus on it. It's pretty soft. I mean, this part is looks like it's in focus. You got the one antenna in focus. Everything else isn't. And I mean, they're not easy, believe me. And let's see, you were shooting this at 6.3, which is actually a pretty good f-stop. I mean, because they're moving, it's like shooting a hummingbird. It's not easy to catch these guys and get them in focus all the way. And you'll end up with like parts of the bug in focus. Believe me, I've had plenty that I've submitted that I got called down on for, believe me.
Would increasing the speed?
No, you said it just right.
I don't know.
Lynn, if you increase the speed on that, would that have helped?
Yeah,
stop
this definitely, something like this, you would need to shoot it at least 1/2000th of a second, and then you would get more in focus.
Yeah, I had a couple other shots.
Yeah.
Where the wings were really sharp. I like this one because it shows some movement that he is moving. He was flying.
Yeah, then you can see that it's flying, but the problem is that the part that's supposed to be on an animal that you always want to try to get in focus is the eye at the very least. So in this one, the eye is just, it's like I said,
It's not too bad.
Focus, but the eye isn't. So that kind of blows the image. But although it's really cool because these guys, we don't see these guys in Florida. You see them other places. So yeah, go out and shoot him some more, Rod, but you just increase your shutter speed a little bit.
I only see one about once every 3 or 4 years. So
okay. Well, be ready for that next one.
yeah. In fact, this one I had to run back in the house and get the camera and go out and make
You're
sure
lucky you
he
didn't
was
fly
still
away.
there.
That's usually what happens with me. I see something I want to shoot and I run to the camera or get the camera. By the time I'm back, it's gone. This is Lee Wynn.
That one makes me want to drive.
Yeah.
Does, yeah.
Lee Wynn, I want to just hang with you.
Okay.
Lynn, run a radio across the top, just horizontally across the top for me. And just make sure you clear the mountaintop up there. You can do that. Yeah, that's fine. I'll do it. I'll take that one. And give me a little bit of dehaze on that one. And the reason why is because there's a haze right there over the top of the mountain that I don't want to get rid of. And that's a bit much, right? What we have right here, it's a bit much. It's just a little bit. The reason why that mountaintop, the haze that's coming through there is fine. It's just the haze that's above it is not so fine. So when I said linear, I actually meant radial.
Okay.
I know I said linear, but I meant radio.
Just delete that one. Yeah.
Yeah, just in that area right above the mountain, that's all.
So you want to show that top of the mountain there.
No, go above the mountain. Go above the mountain, a bit further, up, higher, and go to the left, to the left. Yes, right in there. That's the haze. That's the extra haze. So you can add contrast, clarity, or something, because I want to bring that down. I think the haze is not the right one because it's changing the color.
Yeah.
So let's bring the contrast up. Down. Bring it down.
Right.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
So that's giving more color into it, which is reducing the haze on top of it. The haze that's on top of the mountain is great. I just didn't want the haze to leave the page as it was. Yes, that other piece over there, you can take that out.
Oh yeah, I didn't even say that.
Yeah, the sun is shining on them really nicely, so you can see them really well.
And the same thing happens on the right-hand side as well. A couple of things on the right-hand side.
Yeah.
Okay.
Down at the
Where
bottom.
was this, Luann?
Yeah.
Alaska.
Oh man, it's beautiful. I want to travel with her too, Robert.
Yep. Don't worry. She'll pay for it.
I'll pay my own way.
Okay, then you'll pay for it.
This is mine.
Tell me what you were going after here. I mean, the interaction is really,
yeah.
really nice. My only wish was this is that both of the heads would have cleared that that line right there. That's my only interaction. I know you can't do it, but the impact of the play, the fight, whatever it was, the clarity of the color is all there. But had those beaks cleared the grass, I think it would have been 100%. If you would have got a 9.
And I think I should have gotten rid of this little piece of.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. Yeah.
I'm an animal behaviorist, so I get so intent on what the animals are doing, I forget about everything else. So sometimes
those colors are gorgeous.
Yeah, these are northern gannets, and I'm hanging over the side of a cliff.
And Joe was hanging out over the side of a railing.
Yeah.
Both of you were in danger.
This one is this one's
Leon's.
Yes.
Same problem, upper left, and both left and right. Those areas right there need to come down.
Yeah, I mean, you could paint a lot of this out here. You can either go light or dark and get rid of all this and kind of, and what I do with that eyedropper in Photoshop, I'll actually pick different greens and move around, and because it's all one color green. So, but yeah, this eye is nice and sharp. And you've still got, let's see, he shot this at 1,250th of a second, which is what the moth was shot at as well. But he was able to catch the eye and get it in focus. So
that's not the reason why.
Why?
The reason why is because Leon paid $3,000 more for his lens than what Rod paid.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Rod, you can't. If you're gonna be in the camera club, you got to spend the money, man.
No. All right, moving on. This is berries, and it's infrared.
Barry.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to ask you on this one, and I really do want you to get upset with me. Tell me what you were going after on this one.
A bit of a surrealistic look, kind of dramatic sky, a little bit of Holocaust kind of look with the interesting colors in the bottom.
Here's why I asked the question. It's because the composition is off to me. And let me explain what I mean.
Sure.
You have two giant buildings on either side, which then leads me to the sky upward. That's splitting the photograph. And I don't have a big payoff in the sky. The sky itself is a great sky. The buildings themselves are great buildings, but the split in the middle is forcing me to look left and right.
Yes,
so I
I
don't
see
have a
that.
grounder.
But he also but he was able to catch this photo in the middle of an earthquake.
Len, bring back that smaller building. Yes, get a little bit more to the left. Yes. Now I have something. I have a grounding now.
I'm just curious to see what would happen if I straighten the building.
It's gonna work.
It's not great. It's a JPEG, that's why.
Yeah, but my point is that I was split. So I'm going one side or the other. So give me one or the other in this composition.
Yeah.
Barry, tell me how much you hate me.
It works. It works. It totally works.
Yeah. I mean, I know you're going for the grand sky and the grand, the epic image here, but yeah, if there was another big building right here that was taller, it would be okay.
All right, now Len, let me show you just to make a point. Go to the crop tool again.
Yeah.
And then do it from the opposite side. And then keep that third building in there.
That one?
That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Either one of those are fine. But I still see I have the same feeling with one or the other. So neither one is stronger than the other. That's where the problem is.
Interesting. Yeah, it balances.
Did Jim make a comment about the tilted buildings?
Probably. And once they're tilted like that, I don't look for them to be straight.
No comment.
Yeah, I don't look for them to be straight. I look for it as part of the artistic effect when I see it like that.
Yeah.
If he had wanted them straight, tilt shift lens would have done the trick, or a rectilinear lens would have been just as good.
Yeah, the only thing you need to get rid of this little chunky piece right here that's sticking
right.
Out.
So,
I like the left side better because I like the lights in the building.
Yeah, and so you get what I'm saying now, that one or the other, but by splitting it, you when I have a choice, I just miss it. It's like going to the Cheesecake Factory. They got too many things on the menu.
Yeah. And also I'm jacking up the luminance on the yellows so that they're more prominent in this. I mean, you see all the lights in the buildings now. You've got to give it a little more oomph. So gives a little bit more.
Yeah.
A little bit more oomph by doing that. I mean, you can.
Thank you, Barry.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm just weary right here.
9:33.
All right, yeah, we're getting through it. It's got a few more here.
Reset. This one is
Lee.
Yes, sir.
Lee, crop off the left side. Those two trees are hurting me.
Really? Okay.
Yes. I need a light. I don't need a tree.
Got it.
You see how that line now goes?
Yep. I see it.
Definitely.
And then there's a bridge right there, actually.
Yes.
Goes from here to here to here and then back to there. And there's like a line right here. You know what you could also do, Lee, is lighten this road up just a tiny bit. I mean, hard because it's so small, but that would even take your eye back there further. And
so if you're gonna give me just a little bit of balance, give me a little bit off the right-hand side as well.
Right
balance
there?
Me out. Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Now that bridge becomes very prominent now.
Yeah, you can function a little bit of lightness along these lines here, and make these stand out. Remember what Colleen does.
Okay.
I am. Please talk to me about what this is.
This is Natalie.
Natalie, talk to me about what this is.
It was part of the clouds, and I was just kind of going for a minimalistic look.
Oh,
I didn't know what to do.
And you know what? I didn't know how to receive it. So Natalie, Natalie, I want you to go back to the drawing board and give me something.
Okay.
Give me something that you know what's going on with it, that you're conveying.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's just clouds. So
I need Natalie. I want to see Natalie. Please, Natalie, please.
well, her
All
title,
right.
her title was appropriate in this condition. Can you pin it down? And we can't.
I cannot. I cannot.
Got it.
This one is Sherry K.
Sherry, I'm competing right now, and I know it's hard to do because you would have to fall off of the ledge in order to get what I need.
Over here.
Well, it's not really over there. That's not really where it is. You see with your leading bush tree in the foreground on the upper left hand side, and you see how that cloud is covering it.
Yeah.
Both of them are leading in. You have two things that are leading in, and I only need one. In other words, separate the clouds from that bush. In order to do that, you'd have to fall off the cliff in order to get lower.
Yeah. Lower and to the right.
Yes.
Sometimes you just can't get the image.
That's correct. You have a very great, really good start. That becomes more of what I'm actually asking for.
All right. It kind of takes away the drama that you've got from up there, but eliminates all that distraction from that branch.
And now it becomes about that river, that flowing of the water, the greens and the browns.
We got Sherry still here. I think we lost her. All right, moving on. This one's Jan's. And it's unintentional leaf movement. But this isn't focus. So
and that was intentional.
Yeah. That's better.
Thank you very much. You gave me one item too many.
You didn't like that, huh? Okay.
Well, see, this isn't focused, Jan. So
right.
It's actually got the brown and stuff like that. So it takes the eye away from this part, and this is the cool part. This is awesome right here.
Okay.
And it's very simple as well.
Yep.
Okay.
It's green against green against green.
Yep.
Okay.
This is
it's competing with the background.
Very, there's too much going on. I mean, I don't know if it'll, whoops, not the sky, Lynn. There's no sky. Delete the mask. Select the subject. Hey, we could try it. That's better.
But much better.
Yeah.
The background and the foreground will compete with each other.
See what I did? I don't think Barry doesn't use Lightroom, or do you? You said you're starting to use Lightroom, right?
What are you using, Barry?
Can't hear you. Is he still here?
Yeah, he's here.
He's muted.
You're muted, Barry.
Barry's watching Star Wars.
Okay.
All right,
that's what I did. I selected the subject in Lightroom, and then I inverted it, and I lowered the exposure for the background. So you might probably want to maybe, I don't know, this is a little dark here. I'd probably use oops, not that. We do this one and subtract here maybe. Yeah. So that makes it a little less dark down there.
Yeah, I tried to mute the background as much as I could and eliminate some of the elements, but obviously not as much as you're doing it.
Yeah, I mean, and I didn't eliminate anything. I just darkened up. I just made it, darker so that your foreground, bounces out at you a little bit more.
It's a nice effect. Yeah, it looks great. Of course, this is the James Museum.
Yep. Big difference between here. in here and here. Oops, there. Okay. All right, we're moving along. This is
Fung, oversaturated.
Yes.
You're way
Huh?
oversaturated. Oversaturated.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because the faces wouldn't be that red.
Yeah.
This I use the iPhone
Yeah,
this, but
took it down a little bit. It looks better.
Looks much better.
okay.
Yeah, you have two blue and two red faces.
Okay, got it.
And I hope she really likes him because she's about to push him off.
Huh? I lost.
Looks like she's getting ready to push him off. Look at the look on her face.
Yeah. that ring had better be real and not zirconia.
Yeah. All right.
I don't mean to be pushing. Go ahead and go to the next one. I don't mean to be pushing through this next one.
Yeah.
But on this next one here, I don't really have enough information to warrant a photograph with impact.
This is Jan's.
Jan's?
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess what grabbed my attention was it was late evening and the sun was hitting the side of the trees there. And so it kind of grabbed my attention there. Yeah.
I don't know.
Right.
Just see if we could pull it, pull it. If there's too much going on here.
Okay. And the other thing that I also was grabbing my attention was just that's not bad, was the contrast of the green against the orange colored bark.
Yeah, that's why I kind of left the palmetto in there, just so you got a little bit of it. But yeah, there's just too much going on here.
Okay.
I mean, I think that might be better. What do you think, Robert? I mean, still.
It's not Jan's best work.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, this is not the leaf.
Got it. Okay.
This one is Sylvia.
Sylvia, you still with us?
Yes, I am here.
Tell me about that light, that very, very bright spot on the. Tell me about that. That's not your usual work.
Well, it was early in the morning, and it's a really high ISO photograph, and I used topaz with it, and I took it down. That area, I took it down a bunch, but I guess just not enough. I guess that was just what was on the bird.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see what in the eye. Again, the eye is not in focus.
Oh, you don't think it's in focus?
No.
Okay.
No, it's not.
Okay.
It's not.
I'm just trying to see what is in focus. I mean, you're at 3200th of a second, which is the right, the right place to be. And in 6.5, you should be able to get it. But I think it was because of the high ISO.
Yeah, I think maybe
it must have been.
6.3 is the most I can get with that.
Yeah, I mean, I usually shoot at like 5.6. But
I was at
I
600.
try to keep that ISO down so that I'm not too high, because again, that affects your ability to shoot it somewhat too.
Yeah, I think it may have been the high ISO.
Yeah. I mean, okay, now I'm seeing what's in focus right here.
Yeah, the leaf. And I love that leaf there because I like the
really
line
like
of
that
it with the hummingbird.
All right. Here's my problem with this shot, Sylvia.
Okay.
Is the subject of the object of which what is this? What bird is this?
The osprey.
Osprey. The subject is obscured. The wing is on the water. Those two things make for an awkward clarity of subject.
I don't quite follow that. I don't quite follow that.
This is one of those classic osprey shots, and he's just come out of the water and his wings are dragging.
Yeah, I kind of like the way the wing dips into the water, but
okay. The wings dipping in the water is one part of it. Go in on the osprey's eyes.
Yeah, the eyes are not in focus. So
All right, and what's behind them?
That's the fish.
Yeah, we assume that it's a fish, but the fish itself is there's no clarity in the fish. And then you say to me, okay, great. How do I get clarity in the fish and get the osprey and get the wings out? I'm saying to you is that you got a shot. You didn't get the shot.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Sylvia, these head-on shots are really hard to get.
Yeah, I know.
Because they're moving so fast at you that the plane of focus is changing very quickly.
Right.
So
right.
even at 3,200th of a second, it's not easy to do. Believe me.
Right.
And I will tell you, Sylvia, when you get it, you will be singing from the top of your lungs. You'll know what I mean by that. But I do want you to remember this shot.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
This is Feng.
Feng's.
Yes.
Feng, right? Your photographs, the people in the foreground is great. Just brighten up the water that's coming off that waterfall. Just brighten that up a little bit.
Huh?
Yeah.
I don't understand. You said that take people out?
No. Just brighten up the water.
The water's too dull. See how dark it is? I just add a little white.
Huh?
The water
It's
was,
big
water,
raining.
but that's okay. You don't. It's all looks like it's the same tone, and so you want your whites to be a little brighter.
Make water whiter. Okay,
Yeah.
got it. Okay.
This is Karen.
Karen.
Yes.
The look of this shot gives me somewhat of an Edward Weston, not even Edward Weston, maybe it is Edward Weston.
Thank you.
Kind of feel to it. Why do you say thank you?
Because that's a compliment to me.
Yeah, it is a compliment.
Yeah.
The gaze, the stare.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It's not your typical straight on kind of deal. I am really curious as to what's on her mind.
That's a good thing.
That's a great thing.
Yeah, we all are.
Is this somebody you know or just somebody you saw when you were?
No, I did the Kelby photo walk.
Okay.
One of the women brought her daughter. And she was just sitting there relaxing and she was posing, and I have some pose shots. But this one I just really liked because she was just sitting there looking back, and I don't know what she was. I think she was probably ready to go home.
Yeah, she didn't know.
She's 17 and her mom drug her there, and
Yeah, usually the unposed shots are the best ones.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Is it not yet member? Can I make a comment?
Yeah.
Sure.
Am I the only one that shadow or whatever under her left eye is driving me crazy?
It may be, but here's the thing about this. Yes, I agree with you what you're saying, and yes, it could be taken out and all those type of things, but what grabs me about this particular photograph is that it truly feels very candid.
Yeah.
That's the thing that grabs me. If this was a shot where I was photographing as a model to photographer type of thing, yes, I would find it to be a problem.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that Don?
Yeah. Dominic, yeah. I got it.
Okay. Yeah. So I get your point. I do get your point. But let's just say if I wanted to talk about, let's say, workers in the field, just people who work the strawberry fields, then this would be a great lead in for me.
Mm-hmm.
So context of this, by the fact that she's staring off into space and not at the photographer, gives me that very, very candid feel to it. So I take the flaws with it as well. Flaws of lighting.
I looked at that and I pulled in and I thought, no, I'm not taking it out.
You were right.
Stand your ground, Karen. There you go.
But on this particular one, Karen, run away. Don't argue.
Yeah.
Do not argue on this one, Karen.
Oh, come on, come on. Come on, Robert, I need some feedback.
All right. Yeah, tell me what is it you're wanting me to know about this?
I want you to see the guy in downtown Lakeland drawing pictures of downtown Lakeland.
I don't see downtown Lakeland though.
In the picture.
I know, but I don't see. I just see a guy with earplugs drawing a picture. I don't get a sense of who this guy is. I don't get a sense of what this place is.
Would have been better if she pulled back and showed what he was painting in the background.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I can't say that.
But he's obviously looking at something. If we could have
Sure.
seen what he was looking at, then maybe that would have been more effective.
No, what he's doing is he's holding his brush up for perspective.
Yeah.
To check the perspective on it before he makes his next move. I know that, but I don't get a connection of me wanting to connect with him.
Mm.
Oh, okay.
I'm about to do the same thing to Lee. The woman on the left-hand side with her hips, I mean, that takes away from the cityscape or the skyline.
What's that?
That movement right there just takes completely away from what we're talking about here, the skyline.
Can't get rid of it. Yeah.
Okay.
So when I look at this photograph, my brain is wired from millions of years of existence to look at human beings. And that's we're going to see that again in a photograph coming up here, about 3 or 4 photographs down, is that we're wired to see humans and that they become the focal point of the image.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, I can't. This is the one I want to make this full screen for me real quick. Lourdes, hang with me here.
Okay.
All right, you see the boat in the back, the movement of the boat in the back.
Yes.
All right, now the one that's to the far left. All right, that's your lead in. That's the part that sets the tone and of this photograph. All right,
Okay.
that shows me movement. You see the boat in the front there. You
Yes.
see that?
Uh-huh.
All right, now you go to the bridge. Go to the bridge that's lifted up. Your timing is off. All right, let's come out of full screen. I want you to get the repair tool, not that one. Yeah, that one right there. And clone that boat so that it's right underneath that bridge.
Okay.
How am I supposed to do that?
You're supposed to click on it, make a big circle over it, click on it, and move it. And you change it to clone. It's on clone. Take the feather and lower the feather. Good. Now what I want you to do is move it over to the opposite side. Yes. Put that over there and then put that one on top of it. There you go. Now the tone is now you can cover up the second one by simply making a circle anywhere else. It doesn't matter. Doesn't have to be on it. Okay, good. Now take that and cover it up.
Oops, wrong one. It's very, very badly done. But
I hate doing that in Lightroom.
Right. I know, but you get my point here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now it has a purpose. Right now, I mean, beforehand, that second boat was about to run into that building. But now the second boat has a place to go. And now we're following, based on that first boat, the second one. So it becomes more about the two boats that are in motion rather than just the landscape of the cityscape that's there.
Got it.
Got it. So, I mean, unfortunately, with boats moving, it's not always an easy thing to do because they're kind of going at different speeds and in different directions. But
sure, I get that. But what I'm getting at is things to look for and understand that her initial entry of this was not necessarily about the boats.
Yeah.
It was about all the color and the cityscape and all of that that's going with it. But by including the boats in the photograph, you introduce those as part of the subject. Whereas in Lee's photographs way back when we had that little tiny little boat, I mean, those little sailboats, they were very tiny. They became very prominent in the negative space once we darkened the background.
Mhm.
Yes, I got it.
Notice?
Yep.
There's boats out there. Okay, this one is Valerie.
Storm 和闪电，我没照。Unmute. Mute phone.
You're muted.
Thank you.
This was Valerie. Robert, did we lose you?
No, you didn't lose me. I was really interested in go up a little higher, just a little higher on that. You can actually, yeah, give me that right there. So you have made what do you call it? Humanized something that's a normal action of a seal. Is this a seal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they have stuff in their eyes all the time. But what by labeling this a single tear, you've given us the emotional side of that simply by your labeling.
So I just need to pull it in a little bit more, give us a little bit less stuff out here.
Yes.
Yeah, I pulled it in already.
Yeah.
It was a lot wider than that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, crop and then crop some more.
Okay.
Yeah, so you've humanized it, so that's really good. You've given us the emotional of what you were feeling on that one.
Thank you, Robert.
This is Valerie again.
Valerie.
Yeah.
You remember last time you shot this? You shot there was more of a criticism.
Yes, and I know that this one was better after I looked at it.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
And
Even
Jim
you felt it.
Jim Hagan pointed out certain things, and I went, "Oh my gosh, I should have used that one."
Absolutely. And even you know that this is better.
Oh yes, I do. I mean, I really liked it because when I took the first shots, I thought they were, oh my gosh, they're just beautiful. I've never used flash. I mean, I didn't use flash, never did that before, and they turned out beautiful. And then I had this one, and I was kind of back and forth. What am I going to do? And then I ended up doing the other two instead of this one. But
we got 1 minute before this meeting ends.
Okay. And so that's pretty much what I wanted to say. Now, as far as this one, there's a human, so we see the human as well. I think the resolution need to be up a little higher on this one.
Yeah.
Everything points down to that human element.
This one is, yeah, it's kind of small.
Yeah. So that's where the problem is.
Yeah, it's really too small. That's why it's looking kind of grainy. And then it's very it's kind of flat, so you would need to add some contrast to it as well, like that.
Gigapixel is your friend.
Yes.
This one is
Leslie's. Leslie, I'm really curious about why you let the tree divide this for me.
I wasn't am I muted?
No, you're not muted.
Oh, okay. No, I wasn't dividing it, but I just thought it looked like it was overlooking the river.
Yeah, it's obscuring the river though.
Yeah.
So it's dividing it.
Okay.
However,
whoops,
I think this was very mislabeled. She is just yapping.
And he's got the typical male look.
Yes, exactly right.
No, but I was going for the woman telling the female telling the male, nice rat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As opposed to the other way.
Yes.
Reverse discrimination.
I got it.
This is very humorous.
Yeah.
And I could take this so many different ways.
Yeah, that's good.
But nice capture though.
Yep.
Thank you.
This one is Chuck. Quickly. Well, it's staying on, I guess. It hasn't stopped yet.
A little more contrast, just a tiny bit more.
Yep.
Great.
That looks like a Christmas card or something.
It does.
I love this image. It just.
Yeah,
looks
I did
like,
too.
You know,
I thought it was beautiful.
yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, just a little more contrast, and I gave it just a smack of vibrance here.
And that works for me.
And last but not least, this is Diana's.
Diana, why'd you cut it off at the top?
It was that way.
Why'd you cut it off
Uh,
in your composition?
And I don't have any information up here, so I don't know how you shot this.
And so what I'm getting at is that all the lines are really, really nicely leading with the pastel palettes. But when I get to the top, I don't feel as though I'm in the mountains anymore. I just feel like I just clipped something.
yeah. Yeah, I agree.
All right, very good.
Would you cut the bottom off a little to make that?
No,
Because
no,
there's a path going like this.
Okay.
no way.
You know, you made me work on that, by the way, because I was ready
Yes.
to throw this out.
Yes. But I do want to emphasize something to everyone. I told you at the beginning that we would be finished about 10 o'clock. Did I not say that?
Yep.
Okay, great. Just want to let you know.
And we only lost 10 people, so that's not too bad.
Yes.
9. We were 33.
All right, guys.